Okay, we are now live. And good evening. Welcome to Equine Voices. My name is Ronnie, and we are going to be doing an informal interview. It's a chat, really, with Patrick Sullivan. And he is traveling across the USA on his horse, Gami, and Hal. So I'm going to bring him in, and he can explain why he's doing this. What it is that brought him to this place, and just a little bit about his background and where he wants to go forward in the next part of his journey. So please give a big welcome to Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Welcome.
Hey, Ronnie, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you at the minute. If I can't hear you, I'll let you know. Don't worry. So there you go.
Perfect.
The floor's yours. Introduce yourself and just off you go.
Yeah, so my name is Patrick Sullivan, and as you said, I'm riding my horses, Gami and Hal, across the country from California to Kentucky, and we're doing it all at Liberty, so all bridleless. And we've already ridden over 1,400 miles, and we are in the heart of the U.S., and we are right outside of Garden City, Kansas, for those who know a little bit of geography of the United States. And we are in pretty much all farmland. And what we are doing is we're doing it for our nonprofit that we started, Gamilah Unbridled, which is for underprivileged kids and the art of liberty. And for those who don't know what liberty is, it's being able to communicate with your horse without the use of ropes. And that's the whole idea of doing it bridle, saying we don't need a bridle on our horse's head in order to communicate with him and develop a relationship and a partnership. So we've decided to kind of make a big jump and a big statement and travel across the country and to give back to people and to organizations. And we've stopped at seven or eight rescues all across America so far, and we still have about another 12 nonprofits that we're stopping at and giving back. And every time we're at all these nonprofits, we do it for free. So nothing, we don't charge anyone for any training. We just try to do our best to promote these rescues, these nonprofit organizations, whether it's military organizations, youth organizations, and just do our best to share the power of healing that Liberty can do for both the equine and the human.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that is amazing. And to do that just with no finances is a credit to you. So we just had a quick little chat before you came on, because obviously I don't know a huge amount about you. I've just, as I explained to you, I work intuitively. So if something keeps popping up, I think, right, I'm going to contact that person and see what comes from it. So I contacted you, and I'm so pleased that you agreed to come on and do a little interview, a little informal chat, and tell us about yourself. But you just mentioned that you know the UK, and you're aware of Doncaster. You know Doncaster.
Yeah, it's actually a small world. So I grew up playing soccer and football over there, and I had the opportunity to go coach at I coached with the goalkeepers at Leeds United. I played for a town called Maltby, Maine, football club over there, and I had the opportunity to go around and coach at some different youth programs in England and the UK, and that's what kind of brought me over there after I graduated college. And then I came back to the United States and coached college soccer for 4 years over here as well. So soccer and football, it has been a huge part of my life until I found horses, and then here I am today because of that. I love the UK. I have been over there multiple times, and I would go back in a heartbeat. The people are amazing, the food's great, and the culture is just incredible. So.
That is so funny, because I would say the same thing about the USA. I got the chance to go out a couple of years ago, and I went I flew into Denver, and I went to Colorado, and I literally just bought a ticket. I planned a little bit of a route, but it sort of went a bit haywire. But
Uh-huh.
it was amazing, and I loved it. I felt like I'd gone home. I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I couldn't wait to go back. But unfortunately, due to things that's going on in the world, that's not happened at the minute. But yeah, I can't wait to come back. Um, so how did you get into horses, Patrick? So going from football or soccer, do you call it soccer?
I call it
So
soccer, but all my friends call it football. So either way, I
Mm.
understand what you mean.
I'm just thinking in my head, did you ever have an accent? Because if I go back home, because I'm from Lincolnshire, when I go back home, my accent's a bit stronger. When I come back down south, it's not quite as strong. And I was just thinking what they would have thought about your accent. But yeah, so sorry, that was just off the cuff there. So how did you get into horses then? Because yeah, did you always have horses, or is it something that you sort of you was guided into?
No, so I kind of, grew up playing football and coaching football, and I got actually my MBA. So I got my MBA in international business through the college that I was working at, and I knew I didn't want to coach college soccer forever, and so I decided to move back home. And after I moved back home, my mom bought a small ranch and got a couple horses because after all the kids were out of the house, she'd finally afford a couple of horses of her own. And that's where I met my first horse as an adult and started learning how to ride. And I just fell in love with the animal. I always say that the first horse I met, I just saw she's my angel. She helped me rediscover my faith, and things have just grown from there. And then 2 years later, I quit my job and I done horses full time. So I've been doing horses about for 6.5 years now, and went from knowing nothing to, riding across the country, sharing the knowledge that I've gained over the last couple of years and trying to give back. So it's been an amazing adventure and something that I'm so fortunate and so blessed to be able to do. And I see myself with horses for the rest of my life, and just enjoy it every single day.
Wow. So are you self-taught, or did you I mean, we're all like sponges. So when we see something, if we're with people, we absorb knowledge all the time. That's what we do as humans. Um, so was yours self-taught, or was there somebody that helped you to start as far as training the horses?
Yeah, so actually, I had a lot of wonderful mentors, and what I would do at the beginning, I would take a lesson once every 2 weeks and go home and practice it and learn, and just try to get better. And so a lot of it's through experimenting, but also a lot of it's through the knowledge of a lot of my mentors. And most recently, I spent the last 2 years with a gentleman named Dan James of Double Dan Horsemanship, who is Australian. And that's where I really learned liberty, the art of liberty, and a lot of what I know today. So I'm just so thankful for Dan James as well as Elizabeth for taking me under their wing and showing me and teaching me so much knowledge.
I mean, I'm looking at you now as you're talking, and I just so I'm not just saying that, so please trust me, but I just get this really nice vibe from your energy, and it's really authentic. And I wanted to say that before we go any further. You
Thank
have such a nice, gentle, yeah. And I'm not just saying that. Okay, I'm. This is from my heart,
you
so
so
I
much.
can feel that, and that's what the horses must be picking up on as well. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you're now in Kentucky, is that correct?
So yes, so I spent the last 2 years in Kentucky, but my base after this trip is going to be in Texas, where I'm going to start a youth program, a global youth program, help kids all over the world learn the art of liberty and reaching the soul of horses. So I'm really excited about that.
So that's going to be in Dallas. No, sorry, in Texas. In Texas.
So it'll be about an hour north of Dallas. Yes, it'll be
Yeah.
it'll be in Texas.
Okay. So just give me an example of what. So in your head, what is that going to? What are you going to sort of do with that? How is it going to manifest? What's the main objectives of it?
Yeah, so basically, horses are no longer used as tools. They're not our transportation. They're more part of our family. And I feel like in order to keep horses in our life and our society, it's so important that the youth are involved and kind of gets them off their phone, get them off, TV and video games and all on the computer, and it gets them out into nature to be able to relate to another being and another soul, and being able to connect in a way that we cannot almost connect with ourselves. And horses teach us so much that I just want to
I
be
think
able
we
to
just
connect kids
lose.
all over the world with how they're developing their relationship with
You're just breaking up a little bit, Patrick. So hopefully it's just a blip.
the
So I'll
horses, and
just
almost
explain to
to
anybody.
create like a network where kids can and youth, not necessarily kids, but youth, what each other are going through, and being able to give back to one another, sharing knowledge.
Yeah, we
You lose me a little
did. So do you know, of course, somebody, hang on, I'm going to put this on so you can, this is a message. Do you know, I don't know if you know that person. Can you see the comments, by the way, on your phone?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see them. Yep.
Yeah, so
Hi,
do you know who that person is?
Siobhan. I don't know that person personally, I don't think, but hello.
We certainly never know where life will lead us. So it's maybe, so welcome whoever that is. So welcome whoever that is.
I don't think so, maybe.
Okay, well, they're watching on YouTube, so you're very welcome, and thank you for your comment. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to explain to people again, if we do break up, hopefully we can keep going. If it breaks up, we're going to do this live on Facebook. We're just going to use Facebook and go live. She's from Illinois. There you go. She's from Illinois.
Oh, awesome. Hello, Illinois.
Yeah, I'm trying to pronounce Shivana. I'm terrible at saying names, so please forgive me. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. So welcome from Illinois, and thank you so much for your message. Keep asking questions or keep making comments. She's had horses for 40 years plus and has never been inspired. She watches you every day, Patrick, apparently. There you go.
That means a lot.
So you must be inspiring her. Sorry, I interrupted you. It was because oh. You carry on. So what I don't know where because it sort of went. So you just carry on talking.
Yeah, so basically the whole just goal is to inspire youth all over the world, and not just youth, but people, and being able to connect with like-minded individuals that can help grow the love of the horse. Because I truly think the horse is in our hands, and the future of the equine industry is in our hands, and we need to make the equine industry better tomorrow than it is today. And it's not to say there's a lot of great things in the world with horses. I also think we know very little on being able to interact with horses on more of a genuine level, where that because again, they're no longer tools. They are souls, and they are part of the world in which we live. So it's so important to try to give back to them all that they've given us for so many years. You know, they've helped explorers explore the world. They've helped kings and queens win wars, and it's our time to give back and add them as part of our family, no longer just a tool.
Wow. Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Yeah, they are so wise, and it's much needed in this time, any time really, but it's much needed, and they have a way of communicating with us and showing, from my perspective, showing what we need to do with ourselves, how we need to address things, and what's going on with our lives. They're quite often, if I say mirror, it's not like for like, but they often show you what you need to address in yourself, and then when you do that, they can show you there's been a slight change with a horse. Maybe do you find that yourself?
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that was beautifully said, and I really think they teach us more than we ever can truly appreciate, because they're giving us lessons every day. It's just important for us to listen.
So we'll go back to what you were saying, because we lost you when you were talking about you're going to have this facility in Texas. Will it be like the horse and the humans interacting and just seeing what comes from that? So it's organic and it's
Yep.
free flowing. Is that where you're headed? So it's or is there going to be some guidance from you?
So it's going to be kind of a combination. Yeah, so there will be a lot of guidance from me, but also instructors and the team that we put together. So it's going to be something where we can teach horsemanship and teach being able to, ride bridleless and do liberty tricks and all those things. But before the trick and the bridleless and all the other stuff comes along, it's important that we respect the horse for what it is. And I think adding the combination of knowledge and teaching, but also healing and interacting are the big principles of the youth program. So we're going to teach knowledge, but we're also going to allow the horse and the person to develop a relationship as well.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just going to see if there's any more. Here we go. Oh, you definitely got an admirer. Patrick and his words are so inspirational. That's lovely. And Patrick is the guru of the equine world. Oh, how nice. We've from what I've just, the little bit that I know of you. As you were talking, so, and again, I'm just going to say it because I'm learning not to hold back when I get information that comes through, and when something comes, and it's meant to be given at the time it comes, not to wait for later. And as I'm doing a chat with you, I'm going to say it. When you were talking, I just got like a collective feeling from horses, whatever your belief is, their energy saying that the work that you are doing and you will be going to do is really important, because it's connecting links that have been broken many years ago. And this is the collective. So as a communicator, I would be getting information from a horse, but sometimes I get a collective communication, and it's the essence of what you've just said is they're very not pleased. That's the wrong word. It's they knew it was coming, and it's sorry. What I'm doing is I'm listening to my communication now.
That's okay.
What I'm getting is there has been many pain, many suffering, and they don't use the word abuse, but that's the feeling, and misunderstanding. And they need this to move forward as mankind, as a planetary thing. But they need this to move forward. And this is what they're telling me to say to you is the link is strong within you, but there are others that are similar that you are going to be linking in with, if not already, and helping this on a more on a bigger scale. So you might think this is just you, Patrick, but actually they've got other plans for you. So that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm saying that because it's come. So I don't hide what I say, what happens now. I just say it as it comes. So I hope does that make sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense. And I appreciate you being honest. I know we're just getting to know each other here, but I truly believe that we're going to change a culture. And I think in order to make a difference with horses all over the world, we have to change the culture. And I think we've started, but this, as you're right, this is way bigger than me. This is way bigger than the horses that I'm riding, my sister. It's all of us. And I think so many people want to give back and want to help and want to heal, but we just don't know how. But we're going to start giving that knowledge of the how. And once people begin to realize the how to heal, I feel like they will heal. So we're excited about that future.
Yay. Yay. It's like opening Pandora's box And when you start that, there'll be lots of emotions and lots of different things, and the clearing, and then they'll have a bit more direction. I'm going off on a way different subject than what I intended to. Oh, here you go. Got another comment. He's definitely mending the bonds that have been broken. Oh, yeah, I do believe you are. We've all got healing potential. You give somebody a hug, and that's healing. It's there. I think it's been shut off for such a long time that, and especially the last couple of years, you either sort of go one way or the other, and it's up to you what you do with it. But yeah, that's a whole nother subject. Okay, so where are you going to be heading next, Patrick? So have you just arrived at your new location?
Yeah. Yep. So we actually are pulled up on the side of the highway right now, but we are about 5-10 minutes from our location where we're going to stop tonight. We're going to be at just south of Garden City, Kansas, and then we are actually headed to a donkey rescue here in about a week and a half, and then we're going to a prison to help prisoners that have a wild Mustang program that helps tame Mustangs, but also teach the prisoners as well. So we're going to go to prison here in Kansas and help the prisoners and the Mustangs, and then we're going to go to another rescue. So we got a really exciting next couple of weeks that we're getting into, and we're just going to try to give back as much as we can to as many people and horses as we can while we can.
That's a tall order. How many miles have you got to do to finish what you set out? How many more miles?
We have about 950 miles left today. So we've ridden, I guess, just over 1,400 miles. And all said and done, it's going to be just under 2,500 miles ridden.
Okay. And how are the horses coping? How, because I saw that Gami, is it Gami? Hal's you're not riding. Is that correct?
Yeah. So Hal actually got a cut right below his hoof about 2.5 weeks ago, right before our last rescues, and it turned into an abscess after it healed. So he's about 90% healthy right now, but he's ready to get back, and actually it's hard for him to stand still, but he's almost there. I think by next week he'll be ready to go again, but Gami has been carrying the weight the last 300 miles or so, and she's ready for Hal to get back and join the team again. But at the end of the day, we have to do right by the horse, and we won't push Hal when he's not ready, and we'll just continue to make adjustments and put the horses first, because if we don't make it all together, then I don't view this trip as an accomplishment. We have to finish this trip as one, just like we started, because those horses, Hal and Gami, are my family. So it's just so important to remember that.
Yeah. I love the way you call them your family. We've been chatting for, I don't know, 20 minutes, and I, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a post, I think it was a couple of days ago, that you was riding with a couple of horses. Was that from the last ranch that you were working at?
Actually, we had 2 people that worked at the Colorado Horse Rescue, and 2 friends of mine now, who wanted to come ride from Colorado to Kansas. We rode about 15 miles together, and we rode to the Kansas border. And they are 16 and 17 years old and are up and coming trainers in the industry, and they kind of have a like-minded view on horsemanship. And it was just a blast to have them along. And I tell you what, though, when you're talking, I'm 33, and because I'm like 15 years older than they are, they love to go a little bit faster than I did. So the next day I was a little sore after riding with those youngsters, but it was a good time.
that's so funny. You calling them youngsters? Oh my goodness. Have you ever heard of Warwick Schiller? Have you heard? He has a brilliant podcast. Have you ever listened to any of his podcasts?
Yeah, so Warwick is actually a good friend of mine.
I think we've just lost a link there a little bit. Can you still hear me, Patrick?
Can you hear me
I
now? I'm
can't.
back.
Yeah, I can hear you now. So did you say you know Warwick? Oh, what a shame. Oops. What a shame. He'll be back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Just. Can you hear me?
So, yeah, so I don't know Warwick personally, but my mentor is good friends with him, and I spoke with him briefly before this trip, and I love his mindset on horses and his values, and he just sounds like a really great man.
Yeah. He's. I was just listening to his latest podcast tonight on my drive home, and yeah, you should listen to that one. That's yeah, you should listen. I'm not going to say anymore, but you should listen to that one. It's a good one.
Okay, I definitely will.
Yeah, and again, because going to talk about synchronicities. I was so lucky to meet Warwick for about 10 minutes when he came to the UK. He was doing a clinic, and I won a ticket. It was a free ticket. You could go and just watch. So I didn't have a horse to take, or I didn't take my horse, and I went to watch him do a clinic. And I remember going into the building, and I saw this chap with a Stetson on, and I thought, I think that's Warwick. It looks like Warwick. So I went up and says, "Hi, are you Warwick?" And he says, "Yeah." And I says, "Oh, hi, I'm Ronnie." And he shook my hand and he said, "Oh, hi." And he introduced me to his son, Tyler. And I said, "Oh, I've just won a ticket, to come and see you. So I'm really excited because I was aware of you before, and I was watching you on YouTube and following you. So this is a big thing for me. But anyway, thank you very much, and I'll let you get on." And I went off and watched his clinic, and that was quite a few years ago. And then I've been listening to his podcasts, and I love them because he talks openly about everything and how he's changing. And yeah, and a few things he's talked about, not on his scale, but I think, yeah, I understand that. I'm going through my journey, and that's happened to me. So it's not just about horses. It's about life, which I really, really like. And that's what your work is going to be about as well, or is about. Sorry.
That's right. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
Earplugs. Right. So can you still hear me?
I can. Yep.
Good. Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to chat about? Because I know you've got to get on, and you're on the road still, so you probably want to get where you need to go.
Well, I would love to, maybe as we get closer to the finish, come back on and kind of talk with you a little bit more. But I can tell that your energy is amazing, Ronnie, and you sound like just a great, great soul. And it's like you have the horse's best interest at heart, and we have a very similar philosophy. And I'm just so fortunate and blessed to be on here with you. And hopefully we can carry this kind of relationship over into a friendship for years to come. And I'm just trying to make the most out of this experience and get to know as many as amazing people and horses as we can, and just take it one day at a time and give back more than we take. So if we give more than we take, and I think we've lived one heck of a life.
Yeah, I think that's quite a sentence to end on. I would love to chat with you more. Normally my interviews are sort of an hour or so, but it's hard for you if you're trying to concentrate because the signal's fluctuating. So, but we can do this again. We can arrange to do it, and hopefully it'll be a better connection, or we can do it straight to Facebook and we can just go live on there if that's okay with you.
Yeah, maybe this could be part one, and then we can put together a part two when I'm not in the middle of nowhere, Kansas here, so I think that would be awesome.
Absolutely. Yes, you're not the first person I've done more than one interview with. Yeah, and it's quite fun. But thank you so much for coming on and stopping, what you're doing in your busy day, in your busy schedule. I'm so excited to hear the next part and to talk a little bit more. I'm trying to focus and concentrate, and it's just a bit more difficult to have it flowing. But I think the people that see this will get a gist, and hopefully they'll go to your page and donate, because it's a charity. There's a charity, isn't there?
Yes, it is. Yep, it's all for charity and a nonprofit that we started.
Brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to pop. Unless you want to say anything else, do you want to say quick anything else? Or are you ready to go?
No. No, thank you so much. And I would love to see if we can get kind of better service when I'm here next time.
Okay, so I'm just going to pop you back out like I did earlier and say bye, and then we can have a quick chat before you go. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
cool.
you. Thanks, Patrick. Oops, I cut him off too soon. I'm so sorry. Wow, what a guy! Really interesting. I can't wait to chat to him again. So sorry about the connection, but sometimes that happens. That's life, but it doesn't matter. You got a gist of who he is. I will post links to his Facebook page and his website, and then you can read up about him and get some more background on why and what it is he's doing. So thank you very much for stopping on by and for your comments and your messages. Really appreciate that. Like I said, it doesn't matter if one person's watching this or 20. It's just getting messages out there, and it's connecting like-minded people. So take care, have a lovely weekend, and a respite from the hot weather. And thank you very much from Ronnie at Equine Voices. Take care and bye for now. Bye.